So last night, one of our turkeys was missing, and it was one of the smaller turkeys. And Rebecca thought that it was actually small enough it could fit through the squares in the fence. So we walked around looking for that turkey last night with flashlights, see if it was roosting in any trees or somewhere. Didn't see it. No feathers, couldn't find any evidence anything happened. We just think it wandered off. So first thing I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna walk around the fence before I let any of the animals out, see if we can find this turkey. Well, it doesn't appear that it's come back to the barnyard. No turkey here. Hi, Oreo. Have you seen a turkey this morning? Take that as a no. Uh-oh. Well, there's some evidence right there. I think we lost a turkey yesterday. Obviously, it did get out of the fence. Something got it, or it got pulled through the fence, one of the two. So from the turkey feathers, you can kind of see a trail a little bit. You see a trail that goes that way. Well, we got a nice heavy dew this morning. Everything's nice and wet. And you can feel the humidity in the air. As soon as I walked outside, I could feel it. It's probably gonna be a hot one today. So I do hope we're gonna get some feed delivered today and fill this grain cart up full of pig feed. And then the other cart here, I'm hoping to fill this up with feed for the steers. But I haven't done a thing to this one yet, and I'd like to actually seal this one up a little bit better before we fill it up. Morning, everybody. All right, I think I got everything gathered up that I'm gonna need. Most important thing right there, coffee. So in the short time it took me to pick this stuff up this morning, get back out here, the sun has gone completely away. The sun should be rising right over those trees right now, and it's all clouded up. We got a chance of rain today, so we need to get this done before that happens. So looking at the wagon, it's been stitch welded again. There's a weld here, and there's a weld here. There's almost 8 inches or more between those welds. And you can tell that they have siliconed. That's silicone caulking that they've put in there to help seal that up to keep water from getting through there and inside of the grain wagon. And here you can tell that it's kind of rusted out from that. So what I want to do is we're going to take a wire wheel and we're going to strip all the silicone off this seam and get that all stripped off, and then we're going to repaint it and then reseal it with silicone. Definitely putting it heavy inside the seam, trying to get the paint to get in there, cover everything up. I'm gonna go ahead and wait for this paint to dry. That may take a few hours, and then we're gonna come back and silicone the seams, and it should be sealed up. All the silicone will be on the outside of the wagon. You won't have to worry about it getting in the feed. So this wagon we just redid and repainted. It has the same problem. It just has stitch welds. Welds every so often, there's gaps in here. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're just gonna go ahead and silicone these seams, try to seal this up as best as we can. Some clear silicone caulking. Some of these are fairly decent gaps to fill with this silicone, and that's just from rusting through the years. It's caused it to kind of flare out. So I'm trying to move this chicken tractor back in this corner. There's a bunch of hay back here behind me we're trying to go around. And this will keep me from moving the fence for a day. So we moved it just enough to get on fresh grass, and then we're dodging this pile of hay over here. So these chickens were getting out through these gaps. So we're putting boards around anywhere where there's a gap. So the little chicken nuggets are getting bigger. They probably couldn't even get out now. It seems like they've already doubled in size since they've been out here. Doing good, haven't lost a one. These guys are eating machines. If they're not at the feed trough, they're over here eating grass and clover. Still a little bit tacky, but I'm impatient. I don't think I want to wait. Well, ran out of silicone right on the last seam, so that ended up just perfect. So, gonna go ahead and just wait for this to dry, and hopefully we get some feed today. Well, it's time now to start thinking about supper. We're gonna be cooking some steaks tonight on the grill, and I'm hoping that I can find a couple ears of corn to eat. Oh yeah, that is a perfect ear of corn right there. There we go, we got corn for supper. So I'm gonna grill this corn in some aluminum foil. We're just gonna add a couple pats of butter in here with it. And just kind of wrap it up like you would a baked potato. Close the ends off. There you go. So the sun came back out today. It has been a hot day today. I've been working on a project over by the pond, and the truck should be here anytime soon to fill these up. So the paint is dry now. The silicone is dry. Everything looks good. So what I want to do now is I just want to go ahead and get the tarp off of this wagon so that it's ready to go when the truck arrives. Sydney, come here. Come here, Sydney. All right, the feed truck has arrived. All right, we're filling this up with hog feed. So this auger truck has 5 different feeds that it can hold. Well, I didn't realize that it would probably be better if both grain carts were on the same side. So he had to back in here so that he can load this grain cart right here. All right, we got both grain carts full of feed. Not completely full of feed either. I was afraid that I wouldn't be able to fit. I didn't know how much I would fit in here. So this grain cart is 6 inches taller than the other one. So this one can fit a little bit more. It's got pig feed in it. It's actually sticking out over the roof just a little bit, but it really isn't full. So I got 2 tons of each type of feed, and it looks like I could fit at least 3 tons in each one of these. So this is the pig feed. I'm gonna probably have to rake that down or knock it down a little bit before we put the tarp on there. And then in the John Deere cart, this one
is 6 inches shorter, but I guess the steer feed is actually a little bit heavier, so there's not as many bushels in here for 2,000 pounds, or 4,000 pounds, 2 tons. So there's still plenty of room in here for more. But I wasn't for sure, first time getting bulk feed, I wasn't for sure exactly how much we'd be able to fit in these carts. But what it is looking like right now, and these carts aren't huge. The newer carts are hold a lot more. I think these are around 165 bushels in these carts. And looks like I can definitely fit 3 tons, 6,000 pounds worth of feed in here if I wanted to. Let's see if I can go ahead and knock this feed down. Man, there's still a ton of room in this thing. Really only have one side full. All right, time to test this out, see if it feeds into a bucket. Help it along a little bit. That's a lot of feed. What do you think, Scout? Scout, that's not for you to eat. This is for the pigs. Let's see how much we have here. Whoa! I got a lot of feed there. That's like over 13 pounds of feed. I personally just buy one feed. I buy a 16% protein feed. And when they're younger, they need higher protein. So I'm just gonna mix some soybean meal with this to raise the protein up. And then I can get one big bulk amount of feed and I can adjust it and make it higher protein if I need it. Now, once the pigs get up to like 80 pounds or so, they're not gonna need extra protein, and 16% is probably gonna be fine for the, for the rest of their life. But that makes it so I just have to buy one feed. I don't have to complicate it and buy a bunch of different feeds. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix some soybean meal in here and we'll feed it to the pigs. I finished off that amount. I've still got another bag of soybean meal, and that's probably gonna be enough to last them until they get, close to 80 pounds. All right, I mixed this all up. This is actually like 2 days worth of feed for these guys right now. So they're gonna have plenty. So Rebecca says they like it wet better. Look out. So we're just gonna go ahead and wet this down. And make it into more of a slop. Some little pig likes the water. So Scout's favorite animals are the pigs. Like, he is obsessed with the pigs. He really wants to get in there and play with them. I think it drives him nuts. All right, for the steer feed now. Woo! Oh man, I may overfeed them a little bit tonight. Nah, it's not too bad. So you don't want to hit them with too much feed, not what they're used to. You'll mess up their rumen. So, I don't know, close to half a bucket. Here, boys. So we've been feeding the steers a molasses feed, so it has a sweet smell to it. And this is just a normal feed right here, so they don't even know what to think of it. So I'm gonna go try to find a little bit of goat feed that's got molasses in it. I'm gonna pour it in there, see if they get used to this regular feed here. So this is a finish feed, something to be able to finish the steers off in their last 3 months. Last year we did mostly grass-fed. We gave them a little bit of feed, but it was probably 90% grass-fed. And we just fed them feed to make them friendly so that we could pet them and make them where they were easy to work with. So this year we're trying to actually grain finish them just to see what the difference is. Might as well see what the two different types are, and then we can make a decision from there on what we want to do. Well, the sun is already down. We ain't even ate supper yet, so we're gonna head back to the house and cook us up some steaks and that corn on the cob. So Rebecca already started the grill and she got the corn on here. Now we're gonna cook the steaks. So the feed was delivered from Mont Eagle Products in St. Marie, Illinois. That's over by Newton, Illinois. And they service a pretty big area here in South Central Illinois. And that's the same place we went to last year. So we went there and we got a tour of the feed mill. We got to see them bag up our feed that they were making for us. And he was nice enough to let us come there and film. And he was nice enough to let us film today as well. So having him deliver bulk feed today was a huge time saver. I just can't drive like 30 miles away with a grain wagon. I could only probably drive like 30 miles an hour, go over there and pick up the feed and come back. That would take me like 2-3 hours to just get one cart filled up. There's not a feed mill that's very close. So it's nice that they are able to come over here and deliver. I mean, that saves me, it would take me a whole day to get both of those grain carts filled up. So that saves me a lot of time, them being able to come here and deliver. So if you didn't see that video of the feed mill, I'll put a link to it in the description down below and you guys can check that out. Well guys, it's been a little bit of a journey to finally be able to buy bulk feed in those 2 gravity wagons. So that should save us a little bit of money on feed. And I think that's gonna be it for today's video. This has been a long day. I've been working out there by the pond today. It's been a hot day. But we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna eat our steaks and corn, and then we're gonna put the animals up. So I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video. Oh no, we ran out of propane. The temperature dropped, we gotta change the tank. So you can see I have lots of extra propane tanks, so we'll just swap it out. So the steaks were 150 degrees, so they ought to be a good medium well, just the way we like them. Or a good medium. Oh yeah. Looks good. Oh yeah. Just the way Rebecca likes it. Pink.